Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to the Flagler College Gymnasium here in St. Augustine. This is the Clark Family Court, and this is Flagler Saints basketball. I'm John Phillips, joined by Coach Joe Harding here at the Saints Gymnasium. We got the Saints and Francis Marion Patriots ready to lace them up. We are a little late, as on back-to-back days, we've had bonus basketball here in the early game. The first game today went to double overtime between the South Carolina Beaufort Sand Sharks and the Wasps of Emory and Henry. And for the second consecutive day, the University of South Carolina at Beaufort Sand Sharks rallied from a double-digit deficit to go to overtime, ultimately 2 overtimes, and get a big win today. 104 points each day for the Sand Sharks. They are offensively lighting it up, Coach.
Well, I don't think any coach expects their team to come out and put 104 points on the board in their first 2 games, but how about the difference in the 2 games? In the first one yesterday, Beaufort was down 17 points and managed to fight their way back, gets a three-pointer with no time left on the clock. They go into overtime and win. Today, they're up 15. France and Emory and Henry battled their way back in, go into overtime, but Beaufort holds on. So they've seen both ends of the spectrum.
They have, but most importantly, they're heading back to South Carolina with 2 in the win column, and that's all they're going to care about. So hopefully the Saints are heading back home to St. Augustine at the conclusion of this with 2 wins in the bank. They got one last night over Emory and Henry, and we'll try to go 2 for 2 in the weekend against the Patriots here from Francis Marion. Let's meet the starters for Francis Marion quickly. It'll be Jordan Surratt, a 6'5 junior from Spartanburg, South Carolina, joined by Jordan Simpson, a 6'3 junior from Orangeburg, South Carolina. Alex Atkinson, a big body at 6'7 and 180, a freshman from Hopkins, South Carolina. Horace Jakes Jr. is the point guard, runs the show, 6-foot sophomore from Orangeburg, South Carolina. And finally, a Florida kid, Ramez Zayed, 6-foot freshman from Parkland, Florida. Those are the starters for Francis Marion. For the Saints, similar group that we saw yesterday, Balknight, Clark, Herdlicka, Fisher, and Jordan. Opening tap is controlled by Francis Marion. They'll run their offense. Saints going to jump out in their man. We might see a little zone at some point later today, but right now it is straight man-to-man basketball. Left-hand side to Jakes. Patiently setting the offense, working there against Clark. Dribble, drive to the baseline, kick across court, hits the bottom of the backboard, but that's still in bounds. It just slowed down the play a little bit. 2-1, shot clock goes off, ball's in the air, and the shot is no good, and the rebound comes to the Saints. A good first possession defensively, as the Saints will come front court for the first offensive set of the afternoon.
And I think, John, that was one of the big pluses yesterday for Coach Selland, that his defense was consistent through the majority of the game and was a big reason why they were able to pull away.
Balknight took the ball to the basket there, got it blocked from behind, and back the other way, still scoreless. A spin move on the baseline, and a little left-hand floater is good by Zayed, the freshman out of Parkland, Florida. Went to Pembroke Pines Charter, and he's got the first bucket of the afternoon for Francis Marion, who joins us from Florence, South Carolina. That one rattles around, was partially blocked from behind as well, but the ball got all the way to the rim, rattled around, but ultimately a miss by Jalen Jordan. Saints are 0 for 2, and they trail it 2-0 here. 90 seconds in, we're a minute and a half underway here in St. Augustine, Florida, between Francis Marion and the home team, Flagler College. Little lob inside, and nicely done there to Alex Atkinson. Another freshman. Each of the first 2 buckets tonight been scored by freshmen for Francis Marion. Fisher works that left baseline, kicks it out to Clark. 3 balls on the way, off the mark. Rebound fought for, bounce still loose, and picked up by the Patriots. They're going to go length of the court pass, catch it, kick it, 3 ball, comes up short. And the Saints will bring it front court. Still down 4, looking for their first bucket of the afternoon. Clark, Herdlicka, that one's off the mark as well. Clark rebounds it, bumps bodies, bumps, dishes to Jordan, but he couldn't handle the pass. And we'll go the other way. A 2-on-2 fast break. Runner is up and good for Zayed, and it's 6-0 in favor of Francis Marion. They got out quickly yesterday against the Sand Sharks, but ultimately lost in overtime. Saints trail it early 6-0. There's Clark, a pump fake, take it in for a little floater. It's good in the foul.
Really good shot fake out on the perimeter. He had already taken 1-3, but the defender came at him a little too aggressively, and he made a great move in with the teardrop finish.
I think you're exactly right. He took a three just a few moments ago, so when he gave the pump fake, they were like, oh, yeah, this guy's a shooter. Fly right past him, and Clark made a good decision to go to the basket. Chance to cut the lead in half here if he can convert the free throw. Little short on that one, so it'll go 6-2. Saints down 4 here. 17:09 to go first half. Just a few minutes in from St. Augustine, Florida, between Flagler and Francis Marion. Long triple from the left-hand side is off the heel of the rim, no good. Fisher high in the air for the rebound. Here come the Saints. Falk Knight tightly guarded here by Ramez Zayed. Jordan looks for Clark, not there. Now he finds it. Clark gonna work that right baseline all the way through to Fisher. In and out on the three ball, no good, but Jordan an offensive rebound. He's double teamed, spins through it, and loses the basketball. Here come the Patriots the other way. And trying to go a little too quickly, and they throw it right into the Saints bench.
That was definitely a missed opportunity, John. They had 3-on-1 coming down court, and like you said, a little too impetuous with the pass.
Here's Clark working against Atkinson. Swinging around, get it back to Clark. He's going to lean in, back him down, pump fake, step through, and draw the foul. Nicely done. Destin Clark, such good footwork. Gave a nice pump fake and then a step through. Did not travel, but draws the foul on Surratt. His first. Surratt, a good body as well, 6'5" and 200. Transfer from USC Upstate.
I thought they might give it to their big guy, number 12, Atkinson. Francis Marion's got a little more length than Emory Henry. It's going to be interesting to see how we operate inside, but Destin just took on their two big guys, and with his great foot movement and up faking, got them both in the air and got to the free throw line.
First free throw good, second free throw also good. So Clark's got all four. It's a relatively low scoring game here. 6-4, Patriots by a deuce over the Flagler College Saints. Left-hand three ball on the way. Off the heel again, rebound to Jordan. Off to Fisher. Finds Clark. Clark gonna go diagonal cut and look to kick. Can't find anybody yet. There's Herdlicka in the corner. Three ball, it's good. Saints were down 6, now they're up 1. A 7-0 run for Flagler. Here's another three quickly for Francis Marion, no good. Here come the Saints in transition. Clark, Knight turns the corner and kicks. Clark, pump fake, man flies by, takes it in. Oh, looking for Jordan and just couldn't connect, and the Saints turn it over. We're at the under 16 media timeout. 15-18 to go first half. Patriots ran out 6 straight. Now the Saints have run off 7. 7-6 Flagler, Saints by 1. We'll take a timeout here with 15-18 to go first half. We're live in St. Augustine. And Back in St. Augustine again, 7-6 Saints by a single point here over the Patriots of Francis Marion. I'm John Phillips, joined by Coach Joe Harding. We are live in St. Augustine for Game 4 of a two-day tournament here between Division II foes, Flagler, Francis Marion, USC Beaufort, and Emory and Henry, the four schools. Little screen and roll there, nicely done. Jeremiah Jakes came in, went to the point guard spot, and hooks up with Jordan Surratt, and the Patriots reclaim a 1-point lead.
That was a real slick split down the middle, in for an uncontested layup.
Herdlicka takes it to the basket, unable to connect. Had an offensive rebound tip back that also rimmed out, and the ball last touched out of bounds by Boom Reeves for the Saints. Coach Selland will get Trevor Smalls in the game for the first time, 6'5" junior for the Saints. Good defense underneath. Last touch by Flagler, out of bounds.
Yes, Smalls came in for Herdlicka. It was nice to see that stroke that he put on from the corner. Very smooth, nothing but net on the three. So we'll look for more of that later on.
Top of the circle three for Francis Marion, way off the mark. Rebound to the Saints. And then a dangerous pass there, a little too quick. And then the Saints will steal it right back. Smalls with the basketball, finds Balknight. He'll attack and kick far side. Open three on the way. He got
Shackelford.
Shackelford's first triple of his college career and first bucket of the day. Great to see him get off to a good start. Josiah Shackelford out of Sanford Seminole High School. 6'4" freshman. Saints up 10-8. 14 minutes exactly on the clock. Runner off the right side, too strong. Shackelford rebounds it, finds Balknight, and here come the Saints. Trying to push it and make it a 5-on-4. Oh, good deflection over there. Poked away by Zayed. He'll come the other way. Down low inside. Trapped. Throws a wraparound. Floater is way off the mark. Ball fought for and saved by Smalls. And Balknight comes out of there with it. Finds Shackelford. Step back. Ooh, too strong that time. A little too jacked up. Here comes Francis Marion. They're going to put up a three of their own. That's way off the mark. A little quick on the trigger maybe for Francis Marion. A couple of three balls in transition, none of which have gone through the hoop.
Good point, John. And it's a little unusual to see them. They've already jacked up 5 threes. They only took 12 through an overtime yesterday, and here we are 6 minutes into the game.
There's another one. And it's well short as well. It's an air ball. Sometimes you catch a break on an air ball. The offensive guy is there for a rebound more often than not, it seems like. But ball knocked out of bounds by the Saints. Again, early substitutions here by Coach Selland. It's a veteran move. Some heavy legs after yesterday. Going to have to get some extra guys, some extra playing time today. So they got Andrew Rakia in the ball game. A drive in, poked away. Here's Jakes. Another three on the way for Francis Marion. That one is good from A.J. Hamrick. If you shoot enough, you'll make one eventually. But boy, what a big change from yesterday, as you mentioned, Coach. 13-11, Saints still lead it by 2. Mason Manning with the basketball, works his way for a nice spin move, but gets it blocked but fouled. A lot of ball plus a lot of arm by the Francis Marion defender. Manning, the sophomore from Jackson, Mississippi, will go to the line for the first time today. Almost 8 minutes in, 12:15 to go first half. 13-11 Saints by 2 points, pending the free throws here by Manning.
Yeah, Coach Selland has to be pleased with his defense so far. They've done an excellent job, especially with the help and recover on some of these one-on-one drives into the paint.
Manning converts the first. He's got one more coming. Take that lead from 2 up to 4. 15-11 Saints. Patriots work at front court, still in that man-to-man defense. And a floater good there by Jeremiah Jakes. And then a steal. Jakes rejected this time and rebounded by Reeves. Reeves got the block and the rebound. Smalls left side. Back to Rakia. Around the horn, Shackelford catches right baseline. He'll spin up under and couldn't get the roll, but he does get the foul. Josiah Shackelford will have a couple free throw attempts here after the foul called on Francis Marion.
Showing us some of his great athletic ability. That was a 360 spin with an up and under reverse layup.
So we're at the under 12 media timeout, 15-13. Saints by 2, and 2 free throws coming up after this short timeout. We'll be right back here from St.
Difficult to execute.
Yeah. Real quick, while we take a break from basketball here, I want to offer up congratulations to the Flagler College cross-country teams. Got some results from the Southeast Regional earlier today. The Flagler women finished second, and the top 3 teams in the region advanced to NCAAs. So the ladies are going to the Nationals, and congratulations to Taylor Stone, the overall winner of the Women's Southeast Regional, a time of 21.04. A 6K race, 21 minutes and 4 seconds. She is the overall winner, and the Saints are moving on to the regionals. The men lost a heartbreaker. They finished in a tie for 3rd place with 102 points with Anderson. But due to the tiebreaker, Anderson advances as one of the top 3 schools, and the Saints do not get an automatic bid. They do have a chance to qualify as an at-large, but did not get the automatic bid in the tiebreaker, unfortunately. 102 points for the Flagler men and 102 points for the Anderson men. So back to basketball. The Saints do get 1 of 2 free throws to go up 3. And here come the Patriots working the basketball front court. Dribble and floater partially blocked, but rebounded by the Patriots. And stick back is no good, and the Saints rip that one down. Smalls rebounds and finds Clark. Now Bachknight well defended here on the perimeter. Finds Clark. Bachknight, 3-ball near side, off the mark. Clark fighting for a rebound. It's loose and still loose. And Destin Clark touched the basketball while his foot was on the end line, and so the ball will go to Francis Marion. Great hustle there by Clark, though.
Yeah, so far the pace has been, except for that brief 1-minute flurry, has been fairly deliberate. And as you pointed out earlier, that's good for Flagler because Francis Marion is more of a up and down, helter-skelter team.
Another 3-point attempt taken and missed by the Patriots. And we got a loose ball foul, looks like a rebounding foul, called against Francis Marion. Foul's going to go on number 11, Ibrahim Ouattara, senior out of the Bronx. Almost midway through the first half, low scoring thus far, 16-13, Saints by 3. Clark for Smalls, who attacks, gets it blocked. Rebound tapped and tapped again. Here come Ouattara with the basketball. And Good defense by Trevor Smalls. He provided pressure from the backside. He forced Watara to dribble it too quickly and ultimately dribbled it off his knee and then touched it out of bounds. And the Saints will get it right back.
Well, that's what a coach wants to see. Smalls went in and seemingly had a layup, and Francis Marion blocked the shot. It was a great defensive play. Smalls didn't let that bother him. He chased that ball down court and forced the turnover.
Smalls, Clark can open three. He'll pass it up, take it in the dribble drive, pump fake, and finish. Destin Clark makes it a 5-point Saints lead. That's a travel. Yeah, before any of that happened, absolutely. Referee was just a split second late on the call, but he got the right call. There was some contact, there was some slippage, there were some bodies flying, but before any of that stuff happened, the guy caught the basketball and took a couple of steps before he put it on the floor. Just 1 second past the midway point, 18-13, Saints by 5. Jack Spocknight will work at front court. The Saints will get into their offense. Pull-up jumper from the elbow from Mason Manning is good.
Mason seems very relaxed today. He's playing within himself and very confident.
Saints by a touchdown here, 20-13. Little dribble interchange here. Pull-up jumper from about 18 feet, no good. The Saints will rebound it. Spocknight, Manning. Spocknight back to him. 3 ball, got it. Nice ball movement there. A little two-man game.
I'm not surprised by the timeout. I was hoping when you were talking about our out of bounds here and we were up 7, all of a sudden now we're up 10.
Yep. Nice little job of executing that two-man game there between Manning and Spocknight. I think before that play even developed, the two of them knew what they were hoping to do. And sometimes the defense recognizes it and jumps in there. But Spocknight knew if I give it to Manning, they're going to overhelp on him, and I'm going to be open. And he handed it off. He popped out to the right-hand side. He was wide open. Manning got it back to him, and it's just like they drew it up in their mind, a wide-open triple, and he buries it for a 10-point cushion.
And the little things that a lot of people don't see, when Manning got the ball from Jax, he looked at the basket, and he stayed with it just long enough to make the defense react, and then he gave it back to Jax, who buried it.
He was like that quarterback that looks off the free safety, knowing full well I'm going to throw it over here to the right.
There you go.
23-13, 9-12 to go first half. Saints trying to play some good defense here after some good offensive performance. That's Horace Jakes with the basketball. Jeremiah Jakes is the other point guard for him, so got to make sure we clarify which Jakes has the ball. This time it's onto the far side for a three-point attempt. That's no good. The ball fell right into the hands of one of the Patriots players who was fouled on the stick back.
It looked like one of those air balls that you just mentioned. The shot barely grazed the rim, but the offensive player has the advantage because they see what's happening.
Yeah, almost like the ball hit the underside of the rim. It was so short, it didn't bounce up in the air for a rebound. It bounced down.
Exactly.
And it fell right into the hands of number 1 there, Jordan Surratt. Surratt misses the first free throw, so it's still a 10-point cushion. 8:50 to go first half. Surratt's got another one coming. He had 15 and 8 yesterday, and he goes 0 for 2 from the free throw line, and Clark rips down the rebound for the Saints. 1-on-3, he looks for a trailer. Oh no, he'll go to Jalen Jordan, who doesn't trail. He runs the floor, finds him down the paint, and he gets fouled, and he'll get a couple of free throws.
You love to see that, the two big guys playing off each other. And a great move by Jalen because he timed his sprint right down the middle, and they had to foul in order to save the basket.
First free throw a little strong. One more coming here for Jalen Jordan, our junior out of Hilliard, Florida. Herdlicka gets back in there for the Saints, and here comes Hoku Fisher as well. So it's Spocknight with Manning in the backcourt alongside Fisher, Herdlicka, and of course Jalen Jordan, our free throw shooter. He does make the second of 2, and it's 24-13. Biggest lead of the day so far. Saints by 11. 8:38 to go first half from St. Augustine. Dribble drive to the elbow, pull-up jumper good that time for Latavian Lawrence. Division I transfer from South Carolina State. Strong move by Jordan to finish inside. He attacked A.J. Hamrick and finished off the window. Back to an 11-point cushion.
Not many defenders are going to be able to stop that shot.
Nice move that time by Jordan Simpson. He had 10 points and 4 rebounds yesterday. Simpson was the 23 MEAC Freshman of the Year at South Carolina State before transferring here to Francis Marion. Jordan, the stick back is good.
What a great follow. What a great follow.
Fisher cut diagonally from right to left, tried to finish it, couldn't do it, but Jordan there to clean it up and flush it down. Penetrate in and kick it out. And then a floater back coming in for A.J. Hamrick. Both teams have picked it up offensively the last couple possessions. 28-19, Saints still lead it by 9. Fisher, wrap around, he's got a man open. Manning, 3-ball, in and out, no good, unlucky that time. Patriots in transition. Step through, up, under, and blocked, and then out of bounds off of the Patriots. Jordan blocked the shot and deflected it off the South Carolina State player, and will go to the under 8 media timeout. 28-19. Saints by 9. 7:06 to go here from St. Augustine. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll be right back. The Saints.
Ladies.
13 minutes in here from St. Augustine, 28-19. Saints over the Patriots of Francis Marion. This is the under 8 media timeout.
Yeah, so far, John, we've had a pretty good up and down game. Neither team out of control. In contrast to yesterday's Francis Marion game against USC Beaufort, when there was a combined 80 free throws taken. Francis Marion took 35. They only shot 48% from the free throw line. So that definitely contributed to them not being able to finish it after leading by 17 early.
Faulkner, a wraparound pass out to Hoku Fisher for an open 3, but it was no good, and then the rebound bounced up and hit the basket. Support there, so it'll go to Francis Marion. Yeah, yesterday's first game was kind of crazy. 58 fouls were called total. 58. Now, it went to overtime, so we had a few bonus minutes, but between the number of fouls called, as you mentioned, the number of free throws shot, and again, you're exactly right, 17 out of 35 is what Francis Marion shot yesterday. And obviously, every one of those free throws was big. They ended up going to overtime. If they could have just made one more in regulation, they could have got a victory, but didn't work out for them yesterday. Ball loose on the floor
He
this
can't
time.
do that. Yeah.
Shot clock down to 15. Francis Marion still yet to get into their offense. Right side three-point attempt on the way. No good. Rebound to the Saints.
Well, so far, what's happened from the free throw line for Francis Marion and the three-point line, it seems to be two areas that are not their strength.
Oh, Herdlicka's got a strength. And it's the catch-and-shoot corner 3.
He's looking much smoother today and more comfortable.
He made a couple from the right-hand corner in the second half yesterday in front of the home team bench. He's made a couple from the left-hand three-point corner in front of the visiting team bench today. Foul called on the Saints' Jax Faulknight there. The ball back to the Patriots. They'll shoot a three-pointer, and it's good by A.J. Hamrick. Jordan's got some space, but he got pushed. Shot's no good, and they'll say the foul was before the shot, so it'll be a 1-1 situation here.
Now, kind of interesting, we just mentioned that Francis Marion is not a good three-point shooting team, and yet they come down and make one, and who makes it, John? Their 6'9" post player. Oh.
I think they've only made 2 three-pointers today. Jordan's first free throw is good.
Yeah, Flagler shot 77% yesterday from the free throw line. Clearly a great start to a season to be able to do that.
Jordan makes them both, and 2 for 13 from three-point area, and the 6'9" guy Hamrick is 2 for 2. So the rest of the team's 0 for 11. 33-22, Saints by 11 at the 5:29 mark. Another three, and that one's good. Ibrahim Ouattara. So now 3 for 14 on the day. Clark dribble, spin move, left hand. Yes, he will finish it.
What a strong move.
When he's got enough space to go one-on-one against somebody, it's a tough matchup. They just clear out and let him go to work. Back to a 10-point lead. Throw the ball down low underneath. Shot no good. Rebound ripped down by Jordan. He'll control it and find Fisher. Got to go inside. Anticipated. He jumped over top of him, got the steal. And did he call a timeout? Looks like he did. Patriots jumped in there and got a steal, and the player was laying on his back and decided to burn a timeout to save the possession. Didn't want to get tied up. Unfortunately, that's their second timeout they've already called. They called one early after the Saints went on a little run. Now they've burned 2, so only 2 left for the second half, which a lot of coaches like to only use 1 at the most in the first half.
Well, I could see where in his mind they're down 10. They just gained an extra possession. He made a great move jumping the passing lane, and as you said, he ended up lying on his back. So if he rolls, he's going to be called for traveling.
Yep.
And if we jump on top, it's going to be a jump ball. So
not a bad use of a timeout there. There was very little pressure, but you knew the Saints, if they saw him on the ground, were going to dive in there and tie him up pretty darn quick. So 4:31 to go first half, 35-25, Saints by 10 as Francis Marion brings it front court. Saints have stayed man the entire time. And there's a deflection and a steal. Manning ends up with it for Flagler.
Quick hands of Smalls, really good play.
Dump it down to Jordan. He gets it blocked and then knocked out of bounds by Francis Marion, so they'll stay this end of the floor for Flagler. 22 on the shot clock, so still plenty of time for the Saints.
I said Smalls, I meant Fisher. Let's give credit where credit's due, but really quick hands.
Into Herdlicka, catch and shoot 3, partially blocked but fouled. So he will shoot 3 free throws. The foul's going to go on Jordan Simpson. And Herdlicka will toe the line left side. Max Herdlicka, redshirt junior out of Brunswick, Georgia, just across the border. A transfer from the University of North Florida. And he does have 3 shots.
Well, he took 2 yesterday and made them both. So far for the season, he's batting 1,000 from the free throw line.
2 more coming here. First was good. Second, a little short. As soon as you said he was batting 1,000, he missed the free throw, Coach.
Yeah, I jinxed him, but Mason came in right at the tail end. I don't know if that distracted him.
That one's much better. So 2 out of 3 this trip down. 37-25 will settle for a 12-point lead. Simpson a long 3. Off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound comes down inside to Watara, who finishes, makes it a 10-point game. Clark looking for Jordan, throw the lob, he'll catch. Pump, left hand, a little too strong, no good. Rebound controlled by Watara. Nice little dish by Watara inside to Zayed. Got it back into single digits here. 37-29, Saints by 8. Approaching the 3-minute mark here, first half. Clark thinks about a 3, gonna go dribble, drive in, float, and too strong, get his own rebound. Pump fake, lean, get fouled, nope, and they're gonna call him for the travel. Then he went up, got the shot blocked, and came down with it, I guess.
Just shows you how incredibly strong Destin is. 2 offensive rebounds in between 3 Francis Marion players.
Every one of which is about 4 inches taller than him. Saints need to dig in on defense here. The double-digit lead is down to 8, and it could be 6 or maybe even 5 here on this possession for the Patriots. And tried to do a little wraparound pass there and got the ball knocked out of his hands and ultimately called for a foul. And they're going to give him 2 shots on that. I don't think he was trying to shoot the basketball. I think he was trying to throw a behind-the-head pass to his teammate in the corner. But the referee is going to give him 2 shots for maybe the benefit of the doubt is the best way I can describe it.
I totally agree. He was looking straight across court, was going to deliver a pass. That was not a drive with a layup intended. Which is a big benefit because the Saints had only committed 3 fouls to this point. So no, Francis Marion is not in the bonus.
Jake's the leading scorer yesterday with 18 points. One of 6 players in double figures yesterday for the Patriots. He makes the first free throw, and the second one bounced up and hit the basket support. It did go in, but the referee says, nope, before it went in, it hit the cable. And therefore, it becomes an immediate dead ball, and they'll go to the Saints. And the lead will stay at 7. 1 free throw good, 1 free throw no good, and it's 37-30. Clark for Jordan. Jordan over to the near side to Smalls. His three-pointer is no good. Clark had the rebound briefly, and now Manning ends up with it. Shot clock to a partial reset. Manning will dribble against Jake's far side. Spin, pump, under, and they'll wave it off and say he tried. Yeah.
What happened there after his spin, he had taken 1 step, and when he came back down, he had both feet on the floor simultaneously, so you don't get that second step to lay it in on the reverse.
It was an outstanding move, but it comes up as a turnover, unfortunately. 37-30. Patriots, a little floater down the paint, no good. Herdlicka, strong rebound, good box out. He'll look for a helper and find Mason Manning. 90 seconds to go first half. Saints trying to close this out on a good run to take a lead to the locker room. They lead it by 7 and have the basketball. Clark backing in, backing down, getting deep, throwing it up there, and no good. Jordan had the rebound briefly, but got it knocked out of his hands, and it'll stay with the Saints underneath their basket with 18 on the shot clock. Herdlicka checks out for Josiah Shackelford to check in. See if the Saints might plant Shackelford in that corner and try to get him on an open look for a three. Here's Jordan. He'll clear out. Back in against Watara. A little baby hook is no good. Rebound, Patriots. Simpson throws it in the corner and then gets it back. Dribble drive in, and he'll draw the foul. Jordan Simpson will be the free throw shooter. Foul goes on Jalen Jordan.
Fouls on number 23, Jalen Jordan. Stepping to the foul line for the Patriots is number 4, Jordan Simpson.
Simpson 10 points and 4 rebounds yesterday. Junior out of Orangeburg, South Carolina. As I mentioned, he is a transfer from South Carolina State. One of 2 South Carolina State transfers. Number 13, Latavian Lawrence, also came out of South Carolina State.
Yeah, that's one of those moments that a little learning curve for Josiah Shackelford. His closeout, he stood up a little too high, got on his toes, and got beaten once he came down and went to the hoop.
The Saints lead is down to 6, 37-31, under a minute to go first half. Here's Clark up high. Got it out between the circles. Takes it in, gets it blocked. And they'll stay at this end of the floor. Last touch by the Patriots. 11 on the shot clock, 39 on the game clock. So plenty of time for the Saints here, but got to be cognizant of how much time is left. Here's Clark left side. 7, 6, 5, and stolen away. Alley-oop thrown in and finished by Jordan Surratt. Down to a 4-point game. There's a pump fake from 3, dribble, drive, pump, and trap down low. And another steal. Going to go ahead of the pack out here. Caught by Simpson. Trailer Jakes. It's a 2-point game just that fast. And Coach Sellen going to take a timeout. 8 seconds left. The lead for Flagler has been cut into significantly.
Well, the Saints have given Francis Marion a second life here with 2.5 minutes to go in the first half.
Yeah, it was a 12-point lead.
We had 37 points.
Yeah.
We still have 37 points.
It was 37-25 with 3:49 to go in the half. And now there's 8 seconds in the half, and it's still 37, but it's not 25, it's 35. So a 10-0 run here by Francis Marion has made this game a big, big difference.
And one question we had at the beginning of the game, we mentioned that Francis Marion a little bit longer than Emery and Henry, and number 24, Hamrick, his 6'9", has come into play. He's blocked a couple of shots underneath.
Bachknight puts up a 3. It's short, but a stick back is good. Mason Manning definitely caught that in time and laid it in. And that's where we had the discussion earlier about an air ball on a three-pointer. And that's exactly what happened. Bachknight's 3 drew nothing but air, and that allowed Mason Manning to catch it under the basket and lay it in. So the Saints will take a little momentum to the locker room. It was 12. It's only 4, but 4 is certainly better than 2. 39-35, Saints by 4. We're at the half in St. Augustine, and we'll take a brief timeout. Welcome back to St. Augustine. About 2 minutes before the start of the second half here. John Phillips bringing you Flagler College basketball here this afternoon. 39-35, Saints by 4 over the Francis Marion Patriots here at halftime. Quick chance to take a look at the stats in the first half. Let's start for the home team Saints. Very balanced scoring effort. Clark and Herdlicka with 8 apiece. Jordan had 7, Manning had 6, Bucknight with 3, Smalls with 3, and Shackelford with 4 for Flagler. Overall, the Saints are 38.7% from the field, 5 out of 12 from three-point area, and 10 of 14 from the free throw line. For the visitors from Florence, South Carolina, 15 of 35 overall from the field, also a balanced scoring effort. Hamrick is the leader with 8, Surratt with 4, Simpson with 3, Atkinson with 2, Jakes with 3, Zayed with 6, Jakes with 2, and I guess there are 2 Jakes, so let me clarify that. That is Horace Jakes who had 3, and it is Jeremiah Jakes who had 2. And then Ibrahim Ouattara had 5 points, and Lawrence had 2 for Francis Marion. Again, overall 15 for 35. They struggled from three-point area, just 3 for 15, 20%. Also struggled at the free throw line. They didn't take too many, only 6 free throw attempts, but only made 2 of the 6. And if you remember yesterday, they were 17 of 35 from the free throw line against South Carolina Beaufort. So early season numbers, although a very small sample size, the Patriots have struggled early from the free throw line. Doesn't mean they're going to struggle in the second half, doesn't mean they're going to struggle for the season. But right now, free throw line really hasn't been their friend too much here for the Patriots. Rebounding battle is in the advantage of Flagler, 25-17. And the score is in the advantage of the Saints as well. 39-35 is our halftime score. Ready to get back to basketball here. Of course, the teams will switch ends. Saints will shoot in front of their home team bench off to my right and your right as well on the streaming cameras. Patriots get first crack at it. They'll come all the way to the backcourt to get started, and we're underway. Jakes and Surratt, a little two-man game on the right side. Pick and roll, back to Surratt, shot no good, stick back no good. Rebound and lost out of bounds, last touch by Destin Clark. So no points to show for it yet, but the Patriots will retain the possession. 18 on the shot clock, they'll trigger from underneath their own basket. Jakes into Atkinson. Turnaround is good for Alex Atkinson. So back to a two-point game. It's a one-possession affair, 39-37. Clark backs in and kicks out. Post feed into Jordan off the right side. Little baby hook is a soft baby hook, too soft. Here come the Patriots the other direction. Jakes goes in and Jordan reaches in and slaps him across the arm. Non-shooting foul will stay Francis Marion ball. I believe they're going to be under the basket. Yes, they will be. Near side baseline. Jakes for Atkinson. And back out to Jordan Simpson. Jakes on the dribble drive, pump and float, no good. Rebound, loose on the floor. Herdlicka comes out of there with it. And he's bumped in the midcourt area. And the Saints will retain the possession quite literally here at midcourt. Hoku Fisher triggers, and Bucknight will run the show. Clark for Jordan, back to Bucknight near side. Back to Jordan, the floater, and good. Nice move there. Good set play. Bucknight finds Jordan, and the lead is back to 4. Alley-oop inside for Atkinson, and he will flush it down. 6'7", 180, the freshman, high in the air for that one. Here comes Clark off a screen for Herdlicka. Back to Clark, right side. Drops for Balknight. Behind the back pass out to Clark. Takes it in, floats it up, and can't finish, but Jordan there to clean it up and stick it back. Jordan, an offensive rebound and put back there for the Saints. That was a big one. A long triple far side. Off the rim, no good. Rebound to Herdlicka. Balknight finds Fisher and dribbles it out of bounds. Last touch by Alex Atkinson, so it'll stay with the Saints. Couple subs here for Francis Marion. Lawrence checks in, brings A.J. Hamrick with him. Lob for Jordan, back to Balknight. Pump fake, gets some space, into Jordan. Left hand, lays it through. Little screen and roll there, Jordan and Balknight. Here's Jakes in front of his bench. 45-39, Saints by 6. Jakes got some space for a pull-up 18-footer. It's no good. Jalen Jordan rips down the rebound. Finds Balknight. Here they come in transition. Jack's coming through, kicking cross court. Clark. Swing it over here to Fisher. Back to Balknight. Good ball movement. 3 ball. Good. Balknight, his first triple. Saints are up 9. That's a big momentum boost right there. See if the Saints can dig in on defense. Try to make this a double-digit lead once again. It's 9 points right now at the 16:35 mark. Hamrick, 3 ball. Off the mark, no good. Good box out and rebound by Clark. He'll find Balknight in the backcourt. Clark and Balknight, 2-man. Clark over to Fisher. Now back to Clark, an open 3. He'll pass it up, dribble, pump fake, drive, and get fouled. Foul's going to go on number 12, Alex Atkinson. And we are not quite to the under 16 media timeout, so we got to shoot the free throws now. 16:06, so we are not under 16. Not quite, at least. First free throw is good for Clark. Clark, a senior out of Indianland, South Carolina. Transfer from Wingate, which is actually in North Carolina. Boom Reeves checks in. First action of the second half for him as Jordan takes a seat. And Clark's got a boat. Sub at the table for Clark is Trevor Smalls. So the lead has grown to double figures. It's 50-39. Saints by 11 at the 16:04 mark. As Horace Jakes brings it across the timeline. Here's Hamrick. Now Jakes. Now Hamrick. Drops it off for Watara. Watara loses the handle but picks up the loose ball. Pulls up for a 20-footer that draws nothing but backboard. Here come the Saints the other way. Balknight, crossover, kick. And, Herdlicka tried to get extra space, be extra wide. He got too wide and stepped on the sideline. The Saints turn it over. So we'll go to the under 16 media at the 15:29 mark. Saints are out of the gates quickly, 50-.
How do you make history? In St. Augustine, Florida, Flagler College stands as a beacon where the lion-hearted can forge new paths. Here, your courage finds its name, and ambition finds its home. Inspired by the visionary Henry Flagler, you don't just learn, you create, innovate, and find where you truly belong. So how do you make history? It starts with you, right here. Flagler College, where history begins.
It's a busy week in Flagler College basketball. Of course, a game last night against Emory and Henry for the men. Game right now that we're talking through with 15:29 to play. We'll take the day off tomorrow. We'll come back on Monday night for Spring Hill College to visit St. Augustine. And then the women are in action on Wednesday for their home opener. They will take on Embry-Riddle right here at the Saints Gymnasium. So back-to-back games here, and then a Monday, Wednesday. Men followed by women on Wednesday night. 50-39. Saints have scored 11, and the Patriots just 4 here in the second half. Francis Marion down the paint for a runner from Jakes, no good, and get their own rebound. And stick back is good for Latavian Lawrence. And then they pick the pocket of Bucknight and have to get a foul there to save another bucket. Entry pass coming into Bucknight, just a little bit lazy. So not enough on it. And Jakes timed it perfectly. He acted like he was going to run back down court. And at the last minute, he U-turned it and jumped in there and stole the pass. And had a chance to lay it in, but got fouled. Leading scorer yesterday, Jakes had 18. And that free throw is good. Only 4 so far today for Jakes. And make it 5 with that free throw attempt. So it's back to a 7-point game. Skip pass far side, caught by Fisher. Out to Bucknight. Smalls, Herdlicka. There's Boom Reeves, but he gets the ball stolen away. They'll get it ahead of the pack. Lawrence up, under, and in. And that 11-point lead has been cut in half, basically, a 6-0 run. And we got a foul there. Going to go on number 13, Lawrence. Comes flying in there at Hoku Fisher and knocks him to the floor. I don't think it's going to be a shooting foul, though. He took the ball to the basket, but kicked it. Kicked it cross court, and it'll go as a non-shooting foul. Multiple subs here for Flagler. Shackelford, Clark, Jordan. Small stays out there, and Mason Manning in as well. The lead is only 5 at the 14:37 mark. A 6-0 run here by Francis Marion. Into Shackelford. He'll go to Clark. Clark to Jordan, double team, finds Smalls in the corner. His three-point attempt is no good, but the rebound by the Saints, Manning ends up with it. Pulls it out of the crowd. Here's Shackelford far side. Cut off on the dribble drive, spin, nothing doing, and makes an errant pass that's picked off here by Watara, and then he is fouled by Trevor Smalls. Shackelford is trying to do a little too much that time. Tried to kick it cross court and threw it right into the hands of one of the Francis Marion players. Happened to be Ibrahim Watara. Here's Jakes, a pull-up jumper. Off the heel of the rim, no good. Last touch by Ibrahim Watara. It'll go to the Saints. 13:52 to play. Saints were up 4 at halftime, extended it to 11. But now it's back to a 5-point game here on a 6-0 Francis Marion run. Saints trying to weather the storm, and we got a foul in the backcourt on Horace Jakes Jr. Tight man-to-man pressure in the backcourt. A little too tight. Called for the foul. Jordan picks up his dribble out here at midcourt, but able to find Clark to bail him out. Jordan, left side small. Now Shackelford. Drives, step through, throws it up, gets fouled. Foul goes on Ibrahim Ouattara, and that'll put Josiah Shackelford on the free throw line. Shackelford, a prolific scorer at Sanford Seminole High School during his high school career, and he looks like he is going to be a good one here for the Saints. True freshman playing his second collegiate game. That first free throw too strong off the back of the rim, no good. 6'4", 185, got all the tools to be a great player and great leader on this Saints program. Second free throw is good. 5 points on the game so far for Shackelford. Takes the lead up to 6, 51-45, 13-24 mark. Manning waits for Jakes. He's got a ball screen right behind him. He's going to fight through it, but Jakes turns the corner on him and lays it in. Got to get some help there. Just made it too easy that time. Tried to fight through the ball screen, but didn't fight through it quick enough. Nice spin move, floater, and couldn't finish it. Rebound to the Patriots. They go 2-on-1. Dish it down, kick it back, trailer, flush. That's a 2-point game, 51-49. Transition game strong right now for Francis Marion. It was 11, it's only 2 now. Saints need to weather the storm. Almost turn it over into a double team, and Manning, and a timeout called from the bench. Manning was trapped, and he was in the worst spot. He was right where the sideline meets the midcourt line. So you can't go over to the backcourt because that's an over and back call. You can't go backwards because you're out of bounds, and you're trapped by 2 guys on the court. Had to burn a timeout there. So the Saints will regroup here. They'll do 2 things. Number 1, they'll regroup. Number 2, maybe more importantly, they'll get Jack Faulknight back in the ballgame to run the show from the point guard position. There's 11 seconds on the shot clock and 12:23 for the game clock. So plenty of time left in the game, and actually plenty of time on this possession. But the Saints need to weather this storm right now. They were up by 11. And Francis Marion has cut into the lead to make it a 2-point game with a big 2-hand slam on their most recent offensive possession. And the Saints are in desperate need of a bucket right here. Again, 12:23 on the game clock and 11 on the shot clock. The Saints will trigger the basketball from just inside the midcourt line. And they will have Faulknight back on the floor, their very steady quarterback and point guard. Jordan leads the Saints. He already has a double-double with 13 points and 10 rebounds. Clark, the only other player in double figures, he has 10. Herdlicka with 8. And Jack Faulknight just 6 so far to go with 3 assists. There's no real foul trouble for either team. There are 3 fouls on Ouattara for Francis Marion, and no one on Flagler has more than 2. But again, there's still 12:23 to play, so a lot of time left. Faulknight will trigger the Saints' possession. He'll come into Clark. Clark's going to attack on the dribble, get deep, and get it blocked. He got past his man, but the weak side help slid in there to block it. And the Patriots will come front court with a chance to tie this thing up with a bucket. Jake's dribble drive, floater too strong. Jordan rebounds for the Saints. He'll find Clark at midcourt. Step through, floater, good. Look at Destin Clark run the floor. Back to a 4-point lead. Big basket there for the Saints. Here's Jakes up high, uses the ball screen, throws it back for a long three ball. That's off the mark, no good. Rebound to Manning, and he's fouled in the backcourt here by Latavian Lawrence. That's 6 fouls on Francis Marion here in the second half, so this could turn into a free throw shooting contest here in a little bit. Not there yet, but the next foul will be a 1-and-1. And maybe more importantly, we are under the 12-minute mark. So we're at the 12-minute media, 11:35 to play, 53-49. Saints by 4. We'll be right. Saints lead at 53-49 with 11:35 to play. As we break the huddle here. Saints basketball near the midcourt line. Saints with 3 team fouls. Francis Marion with 6. Balk Knight double team briefly, and they back it off. Jakes will work against him in the midcourt. Over to Jordan. Backs his man down, steps through, floater. Nice friendly roll. That's what you expect on your home court. A friendly roll around the rim. Jakes trails it back up high here to Simpson. Spins and shoots. Off the heel, no good. Jordan tries for the rebound and corrals it. He's having a heck of a game right now. I think he's got 15 and 12 and still a lot of game left. Herdlicka, corner to Clark. Thinks about a 3, but passes it up. Probably a good decision. Back to Balk Knight for something a little higher percentage. It wasn't a wide open 3, it was contested. Herdlicka, Balk Knight, crossover, loses the handle. Max chases down the loose ball though. He'll spray it to Balk Knight. Squares the 3. Off the mark, no good. Herdlicka with a stick back though. Max high in the air with the left hand, puts it off the window and in. Spin move, no good. Jordan, another rebound. Herdlicka, stop and pop. Off the mark, no good. Rebound, last touch by the Patriots. It'll stay Saints basketball. 20 on the shot clock, 10:15 on the game clock. Here comes Boom Reeves. He'll get in there for Jordan to give him a little bit of a rest. Jalen Jordan is putting up numbers. 15 points and 13 rebounds already, and still 10 plus minutes to go. Manning for Herdlicka. Here's Balk Knight. Spray it to Clark. Catch and shoot. In rhythm, it's good. Just that fast, folks. It's back to an 11-point cushion. 60-49, Saints up double digits as we clear the midway point. 9:53 to play as Jakes is across the timeline. Hamrick back up high. Watara dribbles in, pump fake, trails it out. Syed. Watara didn't get it off in time. That three-pointer was good, but it doesn't matter. Shot clock went off before the ball left his hands, and it'll be a turnover given to the Saints. Good man-to-man defense by Flagler. Faulknight, Manning, Reeves, Clark. And he's fouled over there by A.J. Hamrick. Should be 7. And that will be a 1-and-1. So 9 minutes and 18 seconds to play. That might be a mental note. Almost midway, 9:18, and the Saints are already in the 1-and-1. And Clark makes the first. Just because you're in the 1-and-1 doesn't mean you're guaranteed points, because you do have to make the free throws. Destin Clark so far has been a pretty good free throw shooter. 61-49, Saints by 12 at the 9:18 mark. He's got a boat. Back to a 13-point cushion. It's the biggest lead of the game for Flagler. Backdoor cut, easy bucket in there for Atkinson.
Alex Atkinson.
Manning with the basketball out between the circles. Comes to Clark. Clark's going to get downhill, dish it off to Boom Reeves, and boom goes the dynamite with a two-hand flush. Clark recognized the mismatch. He was being guarded by the point guard, Horace Jakes. And there's a two-hand flush on the other end by A.J. Hamrick. Going back to that matchup at the offensive end, you had Destin Clark, 6'3", 210. Because of a switch, he was matched up with Horace Jakes, 6 foot and 172. So about a 40-pound difference. Clark backed him right down the paint. Nothing Jakes could do about it. When the weak side help came over to double team him, that's when he dished it off to Boom Reeves for the two-hand slam. Excellent execution, excellent recognition by Destin Clark. He knew he had a mismatch, and he took advantage of it. Pick your poison on the defensive end. You want to try to deny Destin Clark one-on-one? Okay, good luck. If you double team, okay, Destin needs to pass the ball, and exactly what he did for a two-hand slam. Now at the other end, Francis Marion able to answer right back and cut it back from a 13 to an 11-point cushion. But the Saints do hold a double-digit lead here with 8:28 to go in the basketball game. Live from St. Augustine, I'm John Phillips. Had Coach Joe Harding with us for the first half. Unfortunately, this game got started a little bit late due to double overtime in the first game. And Coach Harding had a commitment to a veterans event tonight as he is a veteran, I am a veteran, and maybe most importantly, he was going to honor one of his late friends who was also a veteran tonight. And that commitment took priority, and we agree completely. So Coach Harding snuck out of here at the halftime, and we'll look forward to catching back up with him on Monday night here as the Saints will take on Spring Hill. And I'll fly solo for the rest of this one. He just left me good instructions, says close out with a win, and see you Monday. Hopefully we can do just that. Foul in the backcourt is going to send the Saints back to the free throw line. And this Francis Marion team, number one, they're in the bonus. Number two, they play so aggressively that they do commit a lot of fouls. They get a lot of turnovers, but they also get a lot of fouls, so it can be dangerous. Our free throw shooter is number one, Trevor Smalls. And he's got 1 and 1. Gonna make the first to earn the second. And he does not earn the second free throw, misses the front end. And then the Saints commit a foul going after the loose rebound. Herdlicka called for it. That's only 4 against the Saints, so no free throws for Francis Marion as of yet. Saints got a couple more to give, but don't want to be in a giving mood. It might be that time of year, but not on the basketball court. Drive-in wraparound, knocked out of bounds by the Saints, but last touched by one of the Patriots. Manning needs help, can't get it in bounds, and we got a foul. Balknight and Jeremiah Jakes run into one another in the corner, and Balknight goes to the floor.
Fouls on number 0, Jeremiah Jakes.
And Balknight will shoot the 1-and-1.
Stepping to the foul line for the Saints is number 0, Jax Balknight.
The Saints senior out of Alpharetta, Georgia, has got one shot. And it's good, so he gets another. 65-53, Saints by 12 with the 8:11 mark. Herdlicka, Manning, Smalls, Balknight, and Boom Reeves. And Balknight makes them both. Horace Jakes runs the show. Got a high double ball screen here. Spins off those two. Heads right, dishes down low inside. Catch and couldn't finish it. A little too strong. Herdlicka rips down the rebound. Here come the Saints. And we're going to get a technical foul on the Francis Marion bench. Head coach little frustrated with his team right now and got teed up, and the Saints are going to get some free throws. Jax Balknight will be the free throw shooter for the Technical. First is good. One more.
Jax Balknight at the foul line for the Saints.
Got them both. Quickly to a 15-point game here, 68-53 at the 7:49 mark. Saints keep the basketball. And Balknight being harassed by Horace Jakes here in the backcourt. He'll find Smalls. Smalls for Reeves. Reeves for Manning. Back to Herdlicka. Dribble drive, floater off the left side. Too strong. Rebound picked up by the Patriots there. Number 24, A.J. Hammer. Jakes for Hamrick, got some space to take it in, lay it up and through. Hamrick attacked the rim and laid it through. Hit a couple threes in the first half, so you got to respect that. And we got a touch foul here at the midpoint area. That's 10, and now the Saints will shoot 2 free throws for every foul called against Francis Marion. You know, it's starting to get a little interesting here. Balknight and number 0, both number 0s, Balknight and Jeremiah Jakes had some words for one another as the first half expired. A little bit of jawing, a little bit of taunting maybe. Everybody went to the locker room and everything was fine, but they did have to be separated. And then a few moments ago, Jakes was in and called for a personal foul against Balknight, and then he went to the bench. Then Horace Jakes called for that last foul against Balknight. So I'm just going to say tensions are getting a little high amongst the backcourt players right now, and the lead is getting a little high. It's Flagler by 15, 70-55. Here's Hamrick for 3. Off the mark, no good. Rebound, though, to Francis Marion, and stick back is good for Jordan Surratt. Balknight double teamed in the backcourt, able to create some space with his foot speed and clear the timeline. They'll go to Clark on the right side. Now Jordan, the top of the circle. Backs down, kicks out to Clark. Shot clock to 10. Here's Buck Knight to a double team. Going to go all the way under and dish it back and finish it. Mason Manning. Once the double team picked up Buck Knight, he found an open man. Here's Zayed for an alley-oop. Still too strong. Caught, and then up and under on the other side for a non-traditional finish, but it still worked out for Latavian Lawrence. Back to a 13-point game. Here's Jordan, spin move, left hand, too strong, no good. Jordan Simpson will bring it front court. Spins and kicks to Hamrick for three. Off the mark, no good. Rebound picked up by Trevor Smalls. There's Buck Knight, bumped again in the backcourt. He's going to get a chance to shoot some more free throws. That foul on Jordan Simpson. Buck Knight's racking up some points because he's been at the free throw line quite a bit here in the last few minutes. Jax is up to 12, including 6 for 6 from the free throw line. 4 players in double figures for the Saints. Buck Knight with 12, Clark with 17, Hrdlicka with 10, and Jordan with 15. Jax does miss that free throw there. Now 6 for 7 on the game. Hoku Fisher back for the Saints. He'll give Trevor Smalls a break. Buck Knight does make the second. 73-59, 5:30 to play. Saints lead it by 14. Jake's the top of the circle three. Is off the mark, rebounded by Manning. Ahead of the pack inside for Jordan. Catch and finish. Good court vision there by Buck Knight to find Jordan ahead of the pack. Long three on the way. And sticks it right between the backboard and the rim. Possession arrow favors the Saints. So they will get credit with a team rebound and have the basketball. Saints by 16 with 5 minutes to play. Francis Marion really struggled shooting the three-pointer today. Just 3 for 22. Manning, Clark. 3 for Clark is no good, and last touch by the Saints. It'll go to the Patriots in the corner. Approaching the 4.5-minute mark, 75-59, Saints by 16. Jakes will go all the way through and get called for a reach-in foul on Buck Knight, and he'll shoot a couple free throws.
Foul is on Destin Clark. Stepping to the foul line for the Patriots is number 30, Horace Jakes Jr.
Jakes had 18 yesterday to lead the Patriots. Only 7 so far today. And misses the first free throw. They continue to struggle from the free throw line. Just 4 out of 9 on the game today. Of course, they were 17 of 35 yesterday. Below 50% for the tournament. Second free throw is good. Buck Knight works against Surratt. Clears the timeline. Goes to Clark. Clark for Manning. Clark looks on the lob into Jordan. And Jordan goes up and under and lays it through. Might have got away with the travel there. I thought he looked to me like he might have dragged his pivot foot. But no call, and the Saints are up 17. Jakes a pull-up jumper. No good, rebound Clark. Clark with Jordan and Hoku Fisher and tried to go a little too fast and turned it over. Crowd was anticipating a 3-on-2 fast break and a chance for the eruption from a two-hand slam, but unfortunately the Saints turned it over and the crowd will have to wait for that one to come later. 3:39 to play, 77-60. .339 to play here in St. Augustine. We're at the Clark Family Court in Flagler College Gymnasium. I'm John Phillips bringing you Saints basketball as this is game 4 of the opening regional crossover tournament. Francis Marion and Flagler in this game. South Carolina Beaufort and Emory and Henry, the other two teams. They played a double overtime thriller earlier today in which the Sand Sharks of South Carolina Beaufort came out on top. Surratt with the basketball against Jordan. Comes off the right side and too strong, no good. Rebound, stick back, no good, and the Saints come out of there with it. Ramez Zayed tried to go for the stick back and couldn't control it. And Balknight will patiently dribble the basketball out here near midcourt. Throws it over to Manning. Shot clock to 9. Mason over to Clark. Crossover. Pump fake off the window. Good for Destin Clark. Under 3 minutes to play. Saints by 19, their biggest lead of the day. Turnaround jumper off the mark there from Ibrahim Ouattara. And the Saints could go up 20 with a bucket at this end of the floor. Going to be patient and use some clock here. Manning for Clark. Drops for Balknight. Throw it back to Clark. Top of the circle 3. Off the mark, no good. Crowd was ready to erupt and put an exclamation point on the victory with that one. But instead, Ouattara will take it the other end. Couldn't finish though. And the Saints rip down another rebound. Jordan is racking them up. 19 points and 15 rebounds for Jalen Jordan. And the Patriots are going to go to the bench, but before we can do that, we got 2 free throws coming. Again, we're in the double bonus, so any foul by the Patriots results in 2 free throws for Flagler. So Jacks will shoot 1, then the subs will come in. First is good, and here come the subs. Lawrence coming in, brings Horace Jakes Jr. with him, along with Jordan Simpson. And Jax Balknight has 1 more free throw. 80-60, Saints by 20. And make it 21. Runner off the right side is good for Francis Marion. Jordan Simpson puts it in.
Jordan Simpson with a nice bucket, and he was fouled.
Chance for a 3-point play here, so the 21-point lead is cut down to 19. Foul went on 21, Hoku Fisher.
The foul line for the Patriots is number 4, Jordan Simpson.
And Simpson's got 1 free throw. And it's good. Saints across the timeline to Clark. And he's going to dribble the basketball cross court and attack, float it up and put it in there. Back to a 20-point cushion, 83-63. Jake's in the corner. Jump stop, floater. Rattles around, no good. Give Jalen Jordan another rebound. What the heck, he needs another one. Under a minute and a half to play. Manning clears the timeline, loses the ball, but picks it up, finds Jordan. And Jordan looking for a helper, and the battle between Jakes and Faulknight continues.
Calls on number 30, Horace Jakes Jr.
We're going to send Faulknight back to the free throw line.
Stepping to the foul line
For a
the
couple
Saints,
free throws.
Jax Faulknight.
So Jax has got 2 shots here. First is good. One more coming. Couple of subs for the Saints and wholesale substitutions here for Francis Marion. It's a good move by their coach, Jake Zender. Frustration getting a little high. It was a competitive game for quite a while. It's now a 21-point lead for Flagler, and we don't need emotions to get too hot and have something boil over. So he takes out virtually every player that was in the game, and Coach Selland will do the same thing. Most importantly, get Jax Faulknight out of there and get Andrew Rakia into the ball game. 85-63 as we approach the 1-minute mark. Zayed with the basketball, goes right-hand wing to Tavares Bell. Ball poked away and picked off here by Hoku Fisher. Fisher in the midcourt finds Rakia. Cross court to Clark. And the Saints will try to run the clock down here. Can't run it out. About a 25-second difference. Rakia is double teamed. Finds Smalls to Shackelford. Cross court. Hoku Fisher for 3. It's no good. Clark after a rebound couldn't get it. And it goes out of bounds off the Saints. It'll go to Francis Marion. And the Saints will get Destin Clark out of there and get Jack Carter in the game. Bell, a dribble drive off the right side, no good. Stick back, no good. Rebound to Shackelford. He'll get it over to Hoku Fisher. And the Saints can run out the clock here. This one's going to go in the books as 85-63. And there's the horn. Saints win it 85-63 over Francis Marion. Good tournament for Flagler to start the year. A win yesterday, a win today. And the Saints open up the 24-25 campaign with a 2-0 record. 85-63 the final. Multiple players in double figures for Flagler. Faulknight finishes with 17, Clark with 21, Herdlicka with 10, Jordan with 19 and 17 rebounds. Smalls with 3, Manning with 8, Shackelford with 5, and Reeves with 2. And tempers are a little short here in the handshake line, so the Saints trying to go to their locker room. And Coach Selland over there to tell his guys to get off the court. Everything's good. Cooler heads prevail. A lot of energy on the court today. Hard-fought battle. And everyone clears out the post-game line in good shape. So we will wrap things up here from St. Augustine. Saints win 85-63 to final. See you back here Monday night for the Saints and Spring Hill, and the Saints go to